Good morning, hello, and happy Friday. We're here at the end of the week, which is always nice. We are continuing to work on the headers. If I remember correctly, and all of our tests are passing, we can set we can set headers essentially. Wait, no, this is set headers. Yeah, this is set headers. So we can set custom headers. We can set normal headers. Extracting headers is next. Stacking, hello. How are you doing this Friday? Also, don't forget the Elden Ring of the Rust Tree World. Oh, Erd Tree. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. I need to. Okay, before we install that, hold on. Let me update Homebrew and then install Erd Tree. Yeah, Erd Tree. I'm I'm shocked at how fast of an install it is. Okay, Erdtree. Let's play around with this a little bit. Maybe we won't do this in this window. We'll create a new window for this. We'll go back here. All right. So Erdtree is a tree LS essentially. So it's very similar. So like I have this view where I can do like LT and then get way too much stuff. And I can do LT2 to sort of get this view, but Erdtree, which is going to be Erd here, gives me the same thing except better. Like you notice with LT, I get all of that stuff. With Erd, I just get whatever I want because it apparently is. It apparently looks at my get ignore and pays attention to that by default, which is super nice. There's no manual entry for Erd. Uh, Exa does have a manual entry. Apparently, Erdtree is named after the tree in Elden Ring, which I have not played. I haven't really watched much because it's one of those things where I want to play, so I'm not looking at spoilers of like actual gameplay and that kind of stuff. I know that usually the Souls games don't have like explicit plot things sitting out there for you. It's more of exploration type stuff. Uh, but yet I also don't have time to play it, so it's one of those things that just sits there and doesn't ever get done. Maybe someday. All right. Can I do? All right. So there is a dash H. So there's can be a top level erdtree.toml. Is that in your home directory? Okay, so we have coloring output, which I think is default auto. Okay. This is all in non-human readable. So I could do erd with human readable to make it a little bit better. Stacking, when you take a week off, you can take a week off and then drink a whole case of beer and you'll try it again. I somehow feel that a case of beer and any Souls game does not make for successful completion of the game. I feel like you need to be on point for those games. So that I don't know how that will go. Maybe that's the reward, right? Maybe the case of beer is the reward, and that's the light at the end of the tunnel that you can go like, okay, we're through. Time to get wasted. Um. Okay. So is it Johan saved? Johan saved? Um. Hello. Good morning. What do I think of eGUI eFrame for building cross-platform apps? I haven't tried either of those, so I don't know. But I would probably so like if I was to build a cross-platform application right now, I would I would not use either of those two. I would pull out Tori. I would pull out Tori, and I would use web technology to build it. So I know it's not exactly the answer you're looking for, but that's what I would do. I've not heard bad things about eGUI or eFrame. So I don't think that there's any like thing wrong with that necessarily. I think it's more of just like I'm more interested if I'm going to do web stuff, just use Tori. It's what I'm familiar with too. All right, so I can ignore and not respect the get ignore files. So that's nice. Ooh, display file icons. So we can do H I for icons. Get little icons there. We could do long, which just gets the normal long stuff, which apparently we can add more information in and even change the time format. That's interesting. Okay, maximum depth to display. So right now it's showing all depth, which isn't a problem. Now, this is interesting. The folders are at the bottom and it's up, which I suppose does make it more like a tree, doesn't it? I'm just so used to most tech when it's a tree, the root is at the top. You also don't like UI libraries that use Elm style of messaging passing to update UI. It's just too many moving parts in different locations for you to keep track of. I haven't tried. Well, let's see. Is that true? I don't. I don't. I don't know. The message passing part, I think I can get. Oh, I think I can get fine with. I can get fine with. I can be fine with. It's too early. English is hard. Use struct is Elm style. Oh, okay. I get it. So I'm passing it to myself essentially. Now passing it up and then passing it up all the way to the top. So I would architect my U applications ever so slightly differently if I could pass data through the router. Then I would have it would look differently and I would probably get a lot of flack on this because it's gonna look it would look really weird, but the router makes things changes the way I want to do things. So I do it more React style. Besides that, I do it old school. Oh, what was the name of that? There's a there's a framework that was like the silent fourth framework that like very few people used. Twitch used it for a while, but I forget the name of it. However, it had an architecture which forced the style that I'm thinking of, but I don't know what that style is called. So I can't. Ember, that's it. Ember, yes. So with Ember, imagine that I would say, okay, button component you got clicked, so I emit out an event you got clicked, and then that component emitted out an event, and that component, and you just keep on emitting up the tree until you get to the root of the application, which then calls Udux essentially and says, hey, update main state. And that way all update calls are happening in a single place. So if there's a problem with the actual state, that's where it is. And then the rest of it is, well, if you're just not passing the data in, you could track that fairly easily. So it's it's a lot more work for us programmers, but it does make it so that there's a lot less debugging that happens in the future because there's only one place that you're calling for state changes. Now, interesting. Okay, so I can use pattern. So can I say pattern enables glob-based searching? So it's a regular expression. So if I want to look for like main.rs, so I want something with, oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, so you can go to the root of your computer and then do a pretty quick search for this. And then it has glob mode. So if I do pattern glob, can I say something like, I want go to everything. I don't have, do I have anything that has like the same? I don't think I have anything that has the same. Let's actually cd back. Okay, so I don't need the L. Okay, so if we look at that, we have all these different apps and we can see all the tree and everything else. Anshul, XYZ, hello. What type of monitor am I using? So I have a two monitor setup right now. So at the top, I have an ancient Asus HDMI monitor because, you know, that's a new technology. That is sitting up, that is barely holding on. And I have that up above my primary monitor. And so my Windows computer that's running uh, OBS is on that. And then down below here, I have a larger, much more modern LG 4K display, which is what I'm connecting to with my Mac. I have a splitter that goes to Windows that then grabs that and then puts it to the monitor and also puts it to OBS. Oh yeah, I could see that where Exa just used this instead. That would be nice. Okay, so I wanted to try the glob pattern, right? So if I do pattern, uh, let's first search for main.rs. And so we can see, okay, we have main.rs in all of these. I want to do glob. Let's see if I could find um, everything in, so maybe hello main.rs. Oh, oh, I think it need to be something like that. Uh, oh, it doesn't like that at all. I have too many asterisks. So let's see, any number of directories, and then a directory that includes hello, and then any number of directories, and then main.rs. That's what I would like to get. Is that glob? That might not be glob. But that's clearly not working, so it's not quite that easy. The pattern though is pretty nice. So I guess we'll just stay with pattern. All right, what else is there here? Oh, we have file types. Remove empty directories from output. That's nice. We can sort, and then you can actually say what you want to sort by. So no more. My favorite sorting thing, if I'm ever using like ls, would be, and then I have to actually use bin ls. Yeah, bin ls later to do long show everything and then sort by most recently updated in reverse. So that way this is the most recent thing that's been touched. Which I always liked. That's so much easier to, that's so easy to remember. It's like, oh, I want the later one. And apparently now I don't need to remember that. Okay, short directories before or after all their file types. So right now default is none, possible values is none, and last. Right now it does feel like they're, it does feel like they're after, they're last, doesn't it? Threads, number of threads to use, 10. Okay, layout. Which kind of layout to use when rendering the output? Default regular, but there's also inverted, flat, and I flat. Hold on, let's take a look at this. So Y layout. So we already see regular. Let's try inverted. Oh, that puts the folders at the top. Then we have flat. Oh, that's not fun at all. And then I flat. It changes like the font, but it doesn't really change the idea of it. That file structure better be 1000 plus nested. And then regular. 10 threads for a tree, that's a little aggressive, don't we think? That's default too. Wait, can I I'm okay with regular. Threads. That's just capital T. I mean, so if I do something, if I ask for something in, okay, if I do 1. Okay? I mean, it's not that hard, so it's pretty fast anyways. Let's give it 0. Okay, so it's intelligent and it's not just blindly taking that. If I do -10, aha, they're not sanitizing in my input. they are perfectly happy to attempt to use, or I guess like they're probably asking for like a U size. I mean, so it crashes, I guess. Uh, it doesn't tell me how many I can do. So let's try. It's trying. I may have crashed my Zellage. I may have. Well, I still have a terminal, so it's not crashed everything. Yeah, it'd be nice if they limited the number that you could do between one and a max number as well. Because if I'm sitting here attempting to break it and actually like trying to I'm putting on my QA hat, then it's not very happy with me. Well, this is fun. Let's see. I guess I have to kill this pain. Can I kill it? Oh, we can background it. Or something sane like 3 or 4 unless you're running this on a 100. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Is like the default is 10. 10 on like a normal system is going to be a lot. That's true. Maybe knowing what is like the maximum that I could do would be nice, and then have it tell me that. How do I kill a job that's sleeping? All okay. I know I can do like foreground, uh, background. What's kill job? Is it like KJ or do any of you know off the top of your head? Or wait, is this the process? That is the process. There you go. Okay. Units report disk usage in binary or SI units. Default binary. Oh, I'm okay with binary. All right, thanks, second. I'll probably be playing around with this for a little bit of time. So we're 3/4 of the way through the options here, and then we're gonna add it to my .zshrc file. Let's see. I don't really care about sort. Okay, so hidden. To show hidden files is dash dot. Hold on. So that shows everything like this. I want dash dot. Yeah, that shows me stuff inside of .git. That's interesting. Um, Anshul, hello. When do I plan to release this Axum Rust course? I mean, when I've got it done to the point where I'm like reg, I'm um I'm happy with it. So I'm guessing another month or so is what I'm guessing, but I don't want to give like any specific dates right now. Uh, I do still have like my day job that takes a lot of my time up during the day. So like if I didn't have that and I could work on this full time, I would probably be able to like start running people through it in like a matter of weeks, uh, or maybe less, maybe slightly more. I'm not sure, but because I have that, I my the only time I really get to work on it is during the stream, unfortunately, and then weekends I've got chores. And other things that I have to take care of. So I get maybe like a tiny bit of time to work on it, but I also need to do anti burnout stuff too. So the answer unfortunately is more time than most people want to wait for. Um, does that answer your question? Oh, look at that. No git. Disable traversal of .git directory when transversing hidden files. So I can do no git completions. Only print completions for a given shell to standard out. Where can you access it? Udemy. It will be so when we have it available, it will be on learning.brooksbuilds.com. So it'll be my own thing. And so when I have it, it'll be announced. Like I'll create a video for it on YouTube. I'll announce it here on Twitch. Definitely on my Discord. Uh, Probably Twitter. I haven't looked at the new Threads thing, and I don't have accounts for the other sort of like Twitter replacements. And I haven't looked at any of the Reddit replacements either. I haven't been on Reddit since the debacle started, and I just it's actually been nice not having that. So I'm thinking about just continuing to not do a Reddit thing. But I don't know what other like replacements I could do to go and like um send that out. Ooh, you can't find the link. Hold on. I can fix that. Try that. Let me know if that doesn't work. Okay, so no get completions. Print completions for a given shell to standard out. Why would completions be part of this? Print only directories. Don't read configuration. Okay, and highs a progress and oh, there's a progress indicator. Omit disk usage from output. Make it fit if I'm really tiny. Okay, so I think that will work. So if I do that, so show me everything but not .get. Okay. Well, that's nice. Excellent. Well, I will definitely be announcing it probably in like the general channel and that Discord when I do have that ready. And in the meantime, if you want to sort of play around with if some of these like assessments that I'm creating on, I would be more than happy to take feedback on them and start making them better right away. And if you have any questions about Rust, like we don't have to wait into the course. Just feel free to ask them in there. Okay, so have that. That's all good. All right, I feel like there's two things here. I want this without the dot files and then this with the dot files. But then no matter what, it's going to be like these two things. So let's okay, so alias, we're going to get rid of the LTs. And we're going to replace them with this. So we're going to have LT is going to be ERD. We're always going to have human readable. We're always going to have icons. And I'm going to have that just show, so that's that. And then I can do we could do LTA to show everything. And then that's going to be ERD HI show dot no get. Okay, so if I do that, we'll head back over here. Okay, so we're at the Axum assessment. We'll do source U again. And I can do LT to show you all, and LTA to show everything with dot files. Nice. I wonder if I want to use find also. So like the the usage for find is a little bit odd. We have to do something like, okay, I want to find like dot dot, like where to start, and then dot file name, and then you give the names. Like I want non, like that non-standard. Things like that. I don't remember how to do that, but this one is easier to use for find. So maybe I want to alias find too. So that's alias find to ERD HI. I want to find dot files outside of Git, most likely. Or maybe no, I want to find everything. So including dot files. But I want to do what was it? It was pattern. So then dash pattern. And then I have to give it what the pattern is. So it's the regular expression at this point. So, all right. So if I do that, I want to find non, and it just finds that for me pretty easily. So I like that a lot more. So that's one tool that essentially well, it doesn't replace another tool. It adds it we're changing it out for the tree view of Exa, and but it is replacing find for me too, which is nice. So there we go. Happy about that. Um let's jump back into this. So we've done a bunch of server sets headers, and now I want to do the server gets the headers too. So and I think we can do this together in one thing. Okay, so we get a response, and then the first thing we should check to see that we get a 200 back. All right, so this should fail. We got a 404. Okay, great. Let's go fix that. So where do we want to go for this? Now, it would be nice if Erdtree gave me an interactive mode. That would be really nice. I was thinking something like Ranger. So, if you haven't ever seen something like Ranger, this is what it looks like. Basically, I get a Vim keyed enabled tree that I can look through. So we can say, okay, we want the headers. I want to go into here, source. We have router. But if I open this up, it would open it up in VS Code for a reason, which I'm not completely sure why I would do that. But I think that if I quit out of this, oh no, it quit. It drops me into the directory I'm in. So it's a nice way of sort of like seeding through. I only get that because I did special fun things in my ZSHRC though. So normally Ranger drops you back where you started with. Okay, so I want to do touch custom and typed. There's RS. You can set editor for Ranger. Does it not use editor for you? It opens in Vim. So interesting. Hold on. Echo editor is HX. That's the thing is like I'm trying to set Helix for it, and if I do Ranger for this, and we're just like, hey, let's open up this file here. It opens up VS Code, which is just really really annoying, and I don't know why. So it's not respecting the editor environment variable. Maybe there's another one. Maybe it's not editor. Maybe it's something else. I can't imagine that would be the same, but here, let's try it. If I let's find a let's create a different file. Oh, we could look at cargo to tummel. That's also a different one, right? So if I do ranger, let's go and find a non here, cargo to tummel. Oh, interesting. That does open up. That does open up Helix. Oh, that. Why would you? Okay, why would you do that, Ranger? Um, I'm. Is this? I'm sick and hello. Why is Ranger respecting the visual, like those preferences for like what app to open up? I don't want that. You think code is default for RS files? I wonder. I wonder. Okay, now who? Echo. How about visual? Well, that's also Helix here. Um, so I'm SK and I don't know if that's I'm sick and or whatever. But hello, how are you doing today? Happy Friday. Did you just walk into Xcode opening up JSON file type nightmares? No, not that bad. Not that bad. It was just VS Code opening up a a Rust file. Do get info in your RS file and see the default editor. Okay, let's do this. Let me find out. Yeah, it's definitely VS Code. I can see that in the preview window. Now, can I find Helix in here? Not really. I don't know where my Helix is to find it to like suggest it. Um I have to open with something. I can make iTerm default. Hold on. If I make iTerm the default, this is gonna be bad, isn't it? Uh open up Ranger. It's definitely it's attempting to respect what the document thinks that it's supposed to be, which is not great. Okay, so Ranger Mac open I don't know what to use. I guess like I don't know if .rs is what I want. Like I want editor, visual, like respect that, please. Ranger with Tombow files, but not RS. That okay. Hold on. If let's go find Rangers. Is Ranger on GitHub? Ranger is on GitHub. Oh, interesting. I wonder if it's the mime type. Maybe I can just search for Mac. Mac. That's not helpful. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a Reddit thread. How do I force? Okay, hold on. Let's. Sorry about that, Anshul. Uh, Reddit is a little bit too broad to just open up for any links, so I can't whitelist that. Um, ArchWiki. There's that as a guest. Wait, there's a rifle comp? Oh wait. Should visual be something else? This is making you miss Linux. This is the nice thing. Well, Mac does some strange, interesting things. They like you to live in interesting times. Ranger uses his own file opener called rifle. It's configured in config ranger rifle.conf. Run ranger copy config rifle. Interesting. So we have to set rifle. Does that automatically get created for me? Oh, also stacking. I think I don't know if we showed off, but we've set up so we can now do LT for the tree mode, and I also replaced my find command so I can look for I can use tree for find too. And so that's all set up in my .zshrc file now. So it's supplementing one command and replacing another root command, which is nice. Okay, so let's quit out of view. Let's head to .config. Where was this? This was Ranger. Oh, nothing's. I have a Ranger config. I just don't have anything in it. So it's looking for rifle.conf. And inside of here, well, apparently it's pretty simple to change, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick around with the bottom up because I'm wondering if there was like a reason for that. I can see that if it's really large file, then the bottom up it actually can help because it shows at the bottom. Oh, I'm inside of this thing. So maybe that's nice. I don't know. I want to try it out for a little bit. To open up all files with XGG utils, make sure editor and pager are set and add. Okay, so hold on. Ranger, run Ranger, copy config rifle if it does not exist. Oh, I probably should do that. So instead of just blindly creating a new file to begin with. All right, so we don't have you. I mean, okay. See, I guess. Okay, so for example, the following line means Kyle, the default program for text files. Oh, okay. So I want RS files equals. So do helix rifle.conf. Throw you in here. So I want this to be helix. Wait, is it the other way around? No, it's RS files is helix. Let's try that. Then we'll. Yeah, now I'm inside of Ranger here. Nice. So then that's actually going to be interesting. Okay. So somebody rewrite Ranger and Rust that respects editor. Okay, let's one more change. So I have view set up. We're going to X out of view. We're going to now go to Zellage layouts. Let's open up Axum assessment here. Vim, what? Who uses Vim? Okay, so for Axum assessment, here's our cargo run watch. Here's command cargo. There's our check. Instead of helix, let's replace this with Ranger. So I want to quit out of You. All right. The assessment. I want to open up you in code bricks builds Axum assessments headers. That's my home directory. That is not where I wanted it to be. Because I could come down and we can go to code. Yeah, this is definitely not where I want it to be. Like, it's working. So if I come down here and we say, okay, I want to go to headers, source, router. Yeah, it opens it up and drops me into Helix. That's good. But that did not respect my directory. Oh, well, no, wait, hold on. So I'm in tab. Yeah, I would imagine that should have respected my directory, but oh, because I told it where to go. Well, I told it to CD in there and then run Ranger. I told it to CD in there and then run this. So the way this, nope. I have a function. So I have the Z assessment. So directory to $1 to go there, CD to that directory, and then Zellage, create a new tab with Axum assessment, which then should be in that directory. Everything else is in that directory, but the Ranger command doesn't care what directory I'm in. According to this pane. It's like, thank you. That's great. It's not helpful. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Having Ranger there though might be just worth it for it not caring. Because like now I quit out of that and I just get back into a tree mode and it's so nice. And now I can like jump in and out of Helix pretty fast. So I do. I mean, I'm gonna stay with this. Okay. What was I doing? We're getting the custom and typed headers. Oh, we need to write our first part of the function. Okay, so the idea here is that I could just come here and go straight there, or I could just quit out of you, just go to mod and then jump in here. The only negative here is that I do have to wait for Rust Analyzer to run, but it seems to be a little bit faster now. Okay, so I have that running, which means that these tests should now pass. Okay, great. Okay, so we make sure that we have a 200 response. Okay, great. Now I want maybe to send. I want to send two things in headers. I want you to grab those things and send them back to me, pretty much. So we can do like the same bearer token type thing, where I'm setting that here. I think authorization is a standard one, right? So we can do token like normal. So hold on, let's do oh, we're gonna have to do like the entire client thing, aren't we? I think I can set both of them here, right? So we can do uh content type application JSON. So that would be one normal one. And then I want another header. And maybe this could be token. And that would be bearer. Yeah, you don't have a send? Oh, okay, there it is. Send. And then we await and do all that fun stuff. Okay, so that should now send with those two headers, along with all the normal headers. We get the response. Make sure you're still 200, which you should be. Okay, we're good there. Next up, I want you to what do I want to do with this? I want to I probably want to get the thing back. Oh, all my work emails from my DMARC reports are coming in now. Those are those are fun to look through and get. Have any of you ever dealt with email servers and DMARC reports? Um, at this point, I pretty much ignore them, but it's that was fun. Basically, I just volunteered for a ton of spam to come into our accounts. Okay, so I have that. Oh, I need this here. So we want probably not pub. I don't know if I needs to be pub or not. I need a struct, and this is going to be the response. So response JSON, like header JSON. Response headers. Do I have Serde? So this is actually probably faster for me. Nope, not full screen mode. This is faster for me to open up a window, open up Ranger, and we'll just go to Cargo Talmudic and just take a look at it. I do not have any version of Serde, so we need to add the Serde derives. I don't think I need JSON for it. I think this is fine. Okay, so derive time. Are you gonna figure this out? Maybe? No, not until I ask you to. Okay, so what do we need here? We want I want these two things. We'll have content. Oh, not that type. I want content type. Let's make that be a string and a token. So it'll be a string. Okay, so we send, we await, and then I want to get back JSON, which we apparently don't have that either. So let's add in request JSON. There we go. Okay, so JSON, I want to turn you into, we should just get the response headers back. Right, I need to await that, question mark U. Okay, so then that should give us that back. Otherwise, it's failing. Oh, but we don't. Okay, so hold on. We need to do this in two. We need to do this in two steps here. So I do send await there like that. Semicolon U. And then we're gonna do let response headers equals response, and then we do the rest of this. And if I do this as partial equal, do I also need debug on this? I feel like I might need debug on this. Okay, so we do that, then I can assert equal. The response headers, and I want brand new response headers with content type application JSON and token will be this bearer. Okay. Let's see. This should fail because left doesn't equal right. Oh, no, it fails because it attempts to parse, and that doesn't work very well. So that's fun. All right, so we need to now respond with some kind of object. Okay, so we need to extract the headers out of here, which I think we can use a header map for this. So we can use headers as a header map. I want to return with that JSON, so we need to create that one too. Antron, raiding with a party of 5. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome viewers, welcome raiders. Antron, what are we working on? Typed reflections, hello. Antron, how's your stream? What are you working on today? Let's see. I'm following you, so it's easy to find. It's working on OCaml office hours and developing the Dream Web framework. Well, that sounds fun. Dream, but mostly just boring maintenance tasks today. Maintenance tasks are always boring, aren't they? But they're so important. Dimmeroy, hello. It's called Dream, but yeah, it's the Dream Web Framework. Not going to lie. Interesting. Is it? I guess like the framework you have. Do you have to write? Is it a front end or back end framework? Like, is it full stack? Like, is it one of those that the user of it writes in JavaScript, but you write the framework in OCaml? Ah, back end server side. Okay, so it's all OCaml stuff. Interesting. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, it's why? Oh, GitHub.io. Oh, that's probably why. Because any website can be in that. So sorry about that. We've had some bad links in the past, and so I generally I I have them turned off in Nightbot just in case. But I can see what they are usually. So OCaml compiles to JS very nicely, so you can write the client OCaml, but the framework only does the server. Right. Okay, so that makes sense. So let equals okay. I don't really know OCaml at all. So dream run dream log. Okay, so is this like middleware? And then we have some router, and then you have your list of your routes and run the function for dream, and then this should be probably replace that with a templating system. Okay, yeah, so you can get like the request, you can get the response. The documentation looks really nice. And there's a templating system too. Nice. Oh, and you've got WebSockets, you've got streams, you have Flash messages. I don't really use those anymore. You have you have GraphQL, so you have like database type stuff built into it. That's nice. Is this all you? Are you like the only dev working on it? Because this looks really professional and set up. I like it a lot. Originally like 90%, but you have very helpful contributors. Well, that's awesome. That's also great that you have a good community coming around it. If I I'm still not logged into GitHub, am I? Of course not. Maybe I'm logged in over here. Maybe I am not. Okay. One of these days I'm gonna. Oh, you know what? I can actually I can log in. Hold on. I can log in. I have my phone with me. Where's my GitHub app? I finally figured out why GitHub the app wasn't working for me very well and like telling me that the I was trying to log in and it was like, "Oh, click on the button," and like it would take like an hour for it to show up. Turns out that I needed to go into the settings of the GitHub app and say send me the notifications. It kind of was almost sending them. I had told the phone that it was okay for it to send me, but I had to tell GitHub that it was okay to send me. So that was really weird. Okay, so I want to not sign up. Where's my sign in? Sign in. Okay, finally got through that. I want that one, that thing, that thing. Go into that and immediately ask that. It's that digits. Okay. So now we can come back and take a look at you. All right, so let's go ahead and star this for checkout sometime. I've never used OCaml. It's on my list of things to like one day if I ever have time to take a look through it. But you know how those are. It's tough to find that time sometimes. The Reb framework you've always dreamed of. It's got a great two-way notification. Yeah. Sign here to let the server send you a notification. Sign here to receive the notification. It does feel like that sometimes, doesn't it? Especially if they get out of sync with each other. And then it's like, well, good luck. We sent it. It's not my fault that your bouncer didn't let you see the notifications. Look at the tutorial or scroll down for the README example. It's nicer than in the docs. That looks the same. Is this an image? Oh, this is an image. This is I don't know if it's just because I'm on a 4K display here. I don't know if it looks the same way to you. This looks slightly fuzzy to me. I don't know why. Oh, so you have a nice tutorial. You have a quick start with an online playground. Playgrounds are so fun. Oh, the playground is dead. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, so they have some. You have some examples for tutorials. I love that you have an order to go in for the tutorials too, and it's clear what they're doing. That's really nice. I like that. Oh, you have deployment to multiple things. That's nice. And then you have examples on top of the tutorials. Those are all nice. I like that. This is like pretty well thought out. What I also really like is the fact that you're just taking advantage of GitHub's README system and how nice it is now. Because like it almost looks like the book type thing, but you can just jump into code straight from here. I like it. It's good. All right. So what we're working on is not OCaml today. I've been working on creating a course in for Axum. Oh yeah. So everything here is really nice, and then plus, if I wanted to like let's say come into Hello World, and I want to like look at all this stuff. I don't know if everybody's seen it. It's become a fairly standard feature now, but I can hit dot, and it will open up VS Code in the browser, and it's like a full VS Code without the use of the terminal. So I can't run the code, at least run the server part of it, but it's got a lot better code recognition, and I can actually like update and write and make changes to it. Uh, so it's like this is really nice. I can I'm on the master branch here. I don't know if I can fork it from this view, but I could like essentially have forked it to my account, jumped into it, make some changes to it, and then PR it right back in because it's basically VS Code inside the browser. Oh well, okay. Getting out of it is the most difficult part. It's like stop it, go take me back. But yeah, that's period key on any repo. Just hit period or dot on your keyboard, and it will open up. And it works really well in tablets. So if you only have like a tablet and you need to make a quick change to code or something, I've actually used this before for work purposes, and it worked really well. That's odd. I don't think I've seen Markdown do this before. We have the code clearly is this wide. It's taking up that full width, and there's this. Oh, you know what? That's this, isn't it? It's Dark Reader. That's why I don't. That's why I've never seen that before because it's Dark Reader being silly. I use it to review pull requests at work. Yeah, it's really good for that. I do love that. All right, so back to back to what I was working on. I have been working on creating a course for Axum. So not OCaml, it's a Rust course, and Axum is a backend framework. It's not really full stack, although you can with many backend frameworks, I could set up a a templating system and serve web pages from it. But that's think of it like It's probably not quite like Dream. It's probably a lot simpler than Dream. It's a if any of you are familiar with like Node.js and Express, it's going to be a lot closer to Express or Flask with Python. My knowledge of backend frameworks kind of ends there. So it's like trying to be really simple and really, really, really fast. If you're familiar with Rust at all, it's made by the same people who make Tokyo. So it's in that entire ecosystem and works really well with all the other Tokyo stuff. And the course I'm making is going to be a sort of interactive live. All right, let's go through and you're going to learn you're going to learn everything you need to like, get going with Axio. Axum. I almost said Axios, which is not the same. It's like Lumen versus Laravel in PHP World. I have not used Lumen, but I have used Laravel, and so I will say yes and assume that Lumen is super simple and basic. Also, No Demon, hello. Howdy. How are you doing today? So let's take a look. So I've been doing a lot of test-driven development for this course, and we've been creating what I'm calling assessments. These are basically little tests to that you can do while you're learning to make sure that you have actually learned it. So this function here is testing. Let's go to the assessment here. We're going to send a request to the route handler and hand it these two headers. So content type and token. And the assessment is capture these two headers and respond with them in a JSON object. And so I want to see this come back. And so I'm first getting this response. I'm making sure that you're getting a 200 back, and then I'm converting that and deserializing the JSON, and then I'm making sure it's equal to whatever I send you. Obviously, we're failing because I'm not. This is all we're doing. We're doing nothing. Like our function here literally just returns an empty body at 200 though, so that part works. So if I want JSON headers, we're gonna have content type. Content type, you're gonna be a string, and I want token. That's a string. How are you all familiar with Rust or not familiar at all? Like, what's level of familiarity? I'm happy to explain all of this stuff to you if you're interested. It's not giving me autocomplete for it's giving me autocomplete for JSON headers, but not JSON, which is kind of sad. Okay, you've read the Rust book up to smart pointers. So okay, so you know Rust. Um, you know enough Rust then. So like header this JSON is a tuple type. It's a response type that I can use with the framework, but for some reason, Rust Analyzer is not helping me find it. So we have to go find this. So Axum. Oh, where do they put it? It's just Axum JSON. That's it. So JSON inside there, we're gonna put in JSON headers. Okay, I want to extract these headers now. So we have this header map so I can get the content type. So let's do, oh, and I guess like if there's an error, I do want to return this as a result, don't I? So if there's an error, sorry, if it's okay, let's return the JSON headers. If it's not okay, we'll just return the status code. Not request status code. Again, it's the same thing where it's like not giving me what I want. I want that status code. Okay, so you're okay. I'm not returning anything right now, so let's go ahead and throw in a to do. So I don't remember if the Rust book talks about it. There's this macro to do, which basically means tells the compiler to not care if I'm not actually returning a result. Just go ahead and crash hard if it ever gets this. Okay, so let's start by extracting out the header. So I want that content type first. So I want let content type equals. So I want the headers. I want to get. Oh, content type is a typed headers, right? So you wish Rust Analyzer give more feedback when it fails? Oh man, yeah. Especially if it fails. That would be really nice. But like sometimes it's just like, I'm just gonna hang and sit there and not do anything at all. And VS Code it just stops, which is unfortunate because I have to use the VS Code version of Rust Analyzer in Helix. So it's not really any different. Oh, typed get. This is what I want. Okay, so I do typed get. And I want to get this is typed header? No. It's simpler than that. I want content type. That. So give me that. Wait, is that how I use it? Oh. Okay, no. It's a type. So I have to tell it to give me this content type like that. That gives me an option. So let's actually extract this out. Okay, so extract out. So let some content. I can't. So I'm not familiar with OCaml. OCaml is a functional language, right? Uh, does it have option types and extractors like this? Okay, yes, it has option types, but you don't have to specify the content type when you extract. Oh. Well, okay. Normally I don't either. Normally I don't. So the map here. So this header map it's a hash map. So it's basically it's just like a dictionary, it's an object, it's a key value store. So I can do a typed get where I'm saying, hey, key is content type, and I don't have to like spell that out myself. It like turns that into like the string for what that key is. That returns an option because it might not find it. What if it's not there? So then the option type in Rust is this sum or none, right? So I can say, okay, give me something, and I destructure that essentially here, where I say, okay, give me this thing, and I can, this is a variable definition here. But if that doesn't exist and it's a none, go ahead and return out of this entire function, and I'm going to return an error to match this result, which is going to be the right side of the result, so the status code. If I use parentheses, does it still work? Are you talking about these parentheses here? Okay, it's the same in OCaml, sum and none. Rest was originally written. Yeah, I've heard about that, and so that does make sense. Why do you not have an extra space in there? You should have an extra space in there. But what do you mean, no demon? Like, where would I put the parentheses? Are you talking about these parentheses or these parentheses? Oh, instead of the type, content type. Oh, right here. Like, can I just do that? Oh, hello, Zilby. Zilby, hi. Are you here to hang out with us? So no, it doesn't like this because it doesn't know what that is. So it basically says, okay, the trait bound this is not satisfied. It must have whatever this type is must implement the trait header or accept ranges or like one of these things. So it needs to be something more specific. Does that answer the question, No Demon? In OCaml, you usually use a match with an expression to destructure the option into its sum and none cases. Oh, yeah, so I can. Here, let's do a match for the other one. So if I do we do content, okay, token is the other one, right? So I can do let token equals match headers dot. Now this isn't going to be a typed get. This is just going to be a get. I want this to be token. How does get work? Get key as, oh, it's this other thing. I want a token. Oh wait, no, that worked. So map get like that. I mean, I think that's a string. Okay, so I want token. And then here, fill the match arms. Okay, so we have then a sum and this. Let's change this to be a token, and then I want to just return the token. And so that returns out to that token there. And then if it's a none, I want to do this return error status code. So actually, now that I think about it, this shouldn't be an internal service error, should it? This should be a 400 error. What is it, like client error? What's 400? Not acceptable? That's 406. I'm gonna have to look up what the word version of 400 is. I don't remember anymore. Uh Oh, Camel also has something similar to the let destruction in Rust. It's called let syntax. Oh, bad request. That's what it is. Okay. There we go. That's what it is. Okay. So I also want to update you. It's not the server's fault that the client doesn't know what it's doing. Okay. So we have you. You're happy. I destructure you. I have to semicolon you. I have this token here. Let's see, that's all good. And then what's interesting is that this is header value. I do need to, I'm gonna need to clone it or do something with it eventually. But okay, let's create the JSON headers equals. So JSON headers. We will have the content type. Content type is that content. Oh, I can toString it. Our token is going to be this token dot toString and then clone it. And then, okay. Then I have to return a okay JSON headers. And you're not happy. Okay, fine. Mismatch types. Okay, so once the string found, oh, I have a result. Oh. ToString gives me a result. So we have to map the error. I don't actually care what this area is. This would be an internal error, wouldn't it? So this is going to be a status code internal server error. I want to question mark that to send it out to the results and then clone it. No? Expected string found a stir. Okay, maybe a to-owned? Oh, to-owned for it. Well, in this case, I don't think this would be a bad request, right? Because I successfully got the tokens. The token exists, but I'm attempting to turn it into a string, and that's failing. I can't really imagine that this should ever happen. And it should be fine. But okay, let's run our tests again. Hey, and the tests are working. So we successfully did it. Also, the Unreal Enrico, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so you're all sending there. I don't need this typed header apparently. We're all happy there. Let's head back to our assessment. So that's a way for us to get that. Now, if I wanted to do a little bit better of testing, so okay, you sending me that as the headers is fine. But if I want to really make sure that you're getting those specific headers, I should probably randomize this. Which I could do. I could use rand to just create a random number for the bearer token. Content type probably needs to be application JSON. So I don't know. This is probably fine. Passing tests are always nice. Swapping your SQL Docker part in YouTube with SerialDB. It turns out Serial had some slight glitches in the beta with headers. Really? So does it not work? Does like SerialDB just not work with Axum right now? Well, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. You had some specific headers for it to work. That's really interesting. Yeah, I used Postgres because it's just popular and that's what most people are going to be familiar with and using, and I wasn't necessarily trying to teach a Postman. No, I wasn't trying to teach like the database itself. Uh, that could probably be its course all on its own. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and add some comments in here. So you're happy. All right, so what are we gonna have our learners do? So this is gonna be update this route handler to get the following headers from the request and return them in JSON format. Now, I guess I could be okay with keeping the headers struct there because I'm not really, I think that's fine. So, so we want content type and token. Return them in the JSON object, JSON headers. Okay, so that should be happy. If we rerun you again. Okay, code is formatted correctly. Oh, everything is happy. That's good. Did I see you have a warning? Oh, the assessment has a warning, not everything else. I don't need that apparently. But everything else is happy here. Okay, excellent. So you're still working. All checks passing. You're happy. So I think that's going to be this assessment then. I don't want that DS store. Okay, we're gonna fix that. No, no, no. Stop. It's like DS store like that, I think. Yes, that's it. Okay, so do we have you? So this is I want to mark that we've like created this. So we've created assessment. I want to get let's double check that the instructions and everything else is what we expect them to be. So we have, I guess, the router. Set header has that's instructions. I have both set header and set headers, which is exactly the same, which that doesn't seem right. I do have both. Let's remove set headers. Okay, so you're happy, you're happy. Okay, I've got instructions for everything. That's good. Everything is still passing. That's good. We open up you. We have no Clippy errors, no warnings. Everything's happy there. Okay. All right, so I removed that unused file. Let's go ahead and we're going to create the branch. I want to push this up too. So all right, I've already created the remote. Okay, so that's good too. I want to get switch. Create a solution branch. And then we gut this. Okay, so this is going to get custom and typed headers. I want to basically remove all of you. We can throw a to-do, I guess, in here to make you kind of remove you. I'm going to keep you. And then returning those JSON headers, that's fine. It's just the getting them out as part of this assessment. So that updates you. Okay, so I want to do a close buffer close. This is the assessment. That's fine to close. You're the router. Let's close you. Okay, then, oh, I still have other stuff. All right, so in you, so okay, this set headers, I want to, we're just not gonna return, you're returning a 200. You have to figure all this out on your own. That's part of that. That is the assessment. It's like, okay, here you go. Good luck. So we have that. This one too. Okay, set custom headers. We're also gonna get rid of you. Okay, set custom and type header. So again, it's settings. Therefore, I'm wanna delete you. And then you're okay. Because you're right. Okay. So then everything is okay now. So we're all set up. So ready to take assessment. And pushed up. Excellent. Obviously, everything will fail now, right? Like, hopefully. Yeah, so you're all failing. So now this is showing, okay, code is formatted, cargo check is happy, Clippy is happy, but the tests aren't passing. So that's good for us grading the assessment. So excellent. Which means I can now mark you as done. So we're making decent progress. We're able to like for several of these, even though they're going to be potentially like different articles, together we can say like, well, you know what? This one thing shows that you can do all that. So we're happy with that. Um, yeah, I'll come back to simple state later. With with Dream and OCaml, I'm curious for state because like obvious it's like the big thing with like functional languages that at some point in time you do need to go and update something. Like you need to be able to have like some kind of state. So usually would have like a what a single state just like we would do here and pass that through and that would be uh to me it should be read only unless it's like a database connection which then the library handles all that stuff and I don't care as a user. I don't want to like mutate that state ever. Is that how it works in a Dream too? OCaml is as pragmatic as Rust. It's not purely functional. You can mutate it if you want. Okay. I do notice a lot of people wanting to do mutatable state when passing through the server, which I am not convinced is a good idea. Immutable by default, though, you have to explicitly mark types as mutable. Okay, so that's the same as us. That's the same as Rust. Oh, middleware stuff. Middleware is fun. The Rust original compiler was written in OCaml. Yeah, somebody's mentioned that a couple different times. It's super fascinating to sort of see these languages and how they cross over and have similar histories with each other. So like Rust is essentially birthed from OCaml before it became like it started to be able to compile itself, which is really nice. It makes me want to check out OCaml. I just need time and energy, and I'm doing too much stuff with Rust right now to like have that time and energy. But maybe someday. So these okay. So we're gonna get to something a little bit more interesting um assessment wise, right? Because like now we have actually things to do. Before it's like here, just mirror what I send you back, mirror what I send you in, or like just like set some headers. It's like really boring. Maybe we can get into some story stuff now. I've always felt that like having assessments that have some kind of interesting theme to them are much better. But I haven't been able to think of them up until now. So validate incoming data. So that could be something like the hostile, like the shield. We could name that something like the shield. Pass data between middleware and route handlers. So actually, that these two would go together with that then, right? Because like the data that gets through, I want to then pass in and like have it available to the route handler. Oh, I was wondering. It's like I don't have any core stuff. These are supposed to be core. This is supposed to be cores. Haha. Okay. Um, it's not route. Okay, so I probably just want something like this. Oh, running middleware in a sub path. So that's no. What? Okay. I don't know what I did there. Probably for routing, I'm gonna want another one of these. That I don't know if I need an assessment for this. This will probably be one of these like teal ones that's non-assessed. Um, nested routing, nested routers. And so again, I think this can running middleware in nested router. I think would be good for that. And then you can be this teal. I'm not going to assess that. Cores, it's like an entire own thing. So I need to I'll probably have to do an assessment just to double check that you're setting the cores handlers, the cores headers correctly. These are going to be interesting. So I want a shield. So I want a handler that does something and then responds like data back to you, but like we're we're preventing you from getting that unless it validates in in the middle. So what would I like shielded like a shielded mirror? Is there a theme that I can do for this? Is there like a fun little story we can tell? I don't know. It might still end up being boring. It might just be a shielded mirror. Well, yeah, it's a guard, but like I'm trying to think like okay, can I have like a theme where um well okay, so one of when I was teaching in the classroom, one of the other instructors uh created a fun what was it? It was created a Stranger Things um themed assessment. But all of those like fun assessments were all the front ends. So like, okay, you're gonna create like a Stranger Things you're gonna like create a front end that like sorts through and displays all of the characters from Stranger Things, or all the like the monsters or something like that. Um, this APIs just feel like more harder to like do something interesting about. I think we might have to do yeah, it's a guard, but like a guarded mirror. We can call it a guarded mirror. It's like I feel it'd be something like this. It would cover these two, and we'll do guarded mirror. This one would just be cores, and then that would really be it. So, um, hmm, guarded mirror. So in this case, I want to make sure that the JSON object coming in matches what it's supposed to be, and if it doesn't, so if it does, if it passes validation, it goes through to the handler, and then that just mirrors it back and sends it right straight back. But if it doesn't get there, we're going to get a 400 error with an appropriate error object saying, "Hey, you're missing this thing." That's probably what we want to do. Is some like a combination of those two things. This is gonna be a bigger one. We can start creating this. We can see how far we'll get. So guarded mirror. Let's go ahead and quit out of these. Oh, there's been a new version of Rust, hasn't there? Let's do a Rust up. Yeah, we're on 171.0, which I think I took a look at the version. I don't think that there's anything really big. There's a C unwind ABI, unforced unwinding. Okay, so when an unwinding operation, like you're panicking and it's going through everything in a stack, I think. Without hard terminating a process. So it basically is going to be a nicer abort. Which so if you're using a lot of like C code, then this is probably just going to make everything nicer and better for you. I don't do too much C code in my Rust, so fine with that. Now we can embed NatViz descriptions and GDB scripts into Rust libraries to improve debugger output. Oh, interesting. I don't. NatViz is an XML-based framework for Microsoft debuggers. Oh, for okay, Visual Studio and WinDebug. Oh, so like show us all of these like fancy stuff here. They can like drill down nicely. I mean, I guess that's cool. I don't think it's going to help us in any way whatsoever. How about GDB script? Okay, pretty printer. So this one might be better for us. Maybe. I don't know. It's all. I don't know if we're ever going to use it because I'm not really creating libraries that other people ever use. So I just use. And also, my library so far is like front end type libraries. So. Rust now supports dynamic libraries without requiring those libraries to be available at build time. Wait, how does that work? Oh, interesting. So it can build it basically saying, hey, we trust that you're going to have it available at runtime. Interesting. That's going to help for people cross-compiling for Windows. Or is it only available if you're compiling on Windows? Upgrade to Musil 1.2. I don't really know what that's going to do for us. I haven't been paying attention to the Musil changes. Constant initialize thread local support and standard library allows for more optimal code generation. Until now, this feature was missed in release notes and doc. Wait. So this was added in 1.59, and then they forgot to tell anybody that it was added in 159. So now they're saying, hey, you can do this. So we can use this thread local macro. This stabilization does not make const block a valid expression or syntax in other contexts. So it has to be inside of a thread local. I've tried to use thread local a few times. I don't think I haven't spent the time to really understand how thread local really works. I think it basically allows me to run this, but it still has to be at compile time. I think. And then a cell is basically a smart pointer, but it's copying out the internal type. So you're always getting ownership of this thing, and so it just copies it over and over and over again for you. We have a bunch of things that became stable. Which I'm not. I don't think any of those things are affecting us. So, cool stuff. Okay, let's we updated that. Let's do a cargo new. Okay, let's do Axum assessment. This is going to be a guarded mirror. It's still okay. So it still doesn't drop me in Ranger to where I want to go, which kind of sucks. All right, so we have this. Let's also create the assessments. Oh, and then we have to create the assessments. We have to drop in the README. So wait, no action found. No action found. What? Oh no. Also no action found for you? I want to edit you? F4. Okay. Uppercase E. Oh, it doesn't know what editor to use for Markdown or shell scripts. Well, it's not happy. Okay, hold on. Let's fix this. I bet I can also tell Ranger what directory to go in. But I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so Markdown files. I want to open up Helix. And then shell scripts. I don't think there's a way for me to get Ranger to reset for this. So I have to, oh, rerun. There it goes. There, that opens it up for me. Okay, this is gonna be guarded mirror assessments. Okay. Um, in this assessment, you will, okay, so you will create a mirror API that returns however, you will also guard this API. Okay, so if the guard fails validation, it will return a 400 error along with an error message. Okay, so that I think that's good. What are the skills that we're going to be doing here? So, creating middleware, validating JSON, passing data between like from route handlers. It's like oh, passing data in extensions. Or I guess like in a layer. In layers or in a layer. We've already done the mirror return thing, so I don't know if you like we really need to like assess that again, but okay, so I think that's good for like the skills that we're checking. Okay, so clone, check that out, do all these things. Um pass the assessment, then we need all these tests. So okay. Let's see. Then I guess we just get started going. Well, no, we're gonna write the test first. I'm curious. In Ranger here, can I create a new directory? So there's console make door space, but that's F7. That's not. Okay, can I actually do that? F7? Oh, yeah, make dir. I want tests. Oh, nice. Okay, so then I want to create a file. Okay, so I can CD in there. Also rename space. Search next order. It's not helpful. Okay, free file, display files, line modes. Let's see. Is there like there's no touch? I'd be really not okay. So I don't know how to search for that in here. Ranger, CLI tree traversal. I want to create file. Oh, I can just do okay. I just do that. There's no key for it apparently. So I do okay. Let's quit out here. Okay, so I'm in test. I can do touch assessment RS. So that creates that. Then we can jump into here. I do need Tokyo. Okay, so what are we actually gonna test? I think we're gonna have to do. We're probably gonna want to do some. I guess just like a series of failures, and then a series of successes. So maybe we can do the success first and see what we get back. So mirrors mirrors a mirrors validated JSON. Oh, I need air. Oh, not let. I want const. Stop. There we go. Okay, now you have. Why are you upset? Oh, async keyword is missing. Yes, async. Okay, so let our URL format you. So let's go to mirror. Now I want this to succeed to begin with. So we can start with just the standard 200 that we get back. So I need request next. And I will need JSON. which means I need the client. Pollux, hello. How are you doing today? Ooh, I probably want to post this. So I need to figure out what the data is that we're sending out before we do the rest of this. Threads has been amazing for you. So Threads, you're talking. Unfortunately, the name sucks. You're talking about the new Meta, the Meta Twitter replacement thing, right? I haven't looked at it yet. Um, like I've heard good things about it. I should check it out. Hi, are you awake now? Do you want pets? Oh, now you can't see his head. He's stretched out too much. Um, Sienna, hello. How are you doing today? How do I do layout on Zellage? Okay, so let's go take a look at that. Layout in Zellage isn't too hard, but it did take a little bit of time for me to figure out what I'm doing, which was fun. So if I go to Zellage, layouts. So I have a couple things here. So I have a default layout, which is super, super, super simple and basic. And this is oh, Kate, okay. Hold on, need to rain this up. Oh, it doesn't know what to do with conf either. Oh, okay, come on. Okay, so I want you to be comp files and you to be KDL files. Okay, so now if I go to Ranger. Okay, so in here, um I have this like default file. It's a default KDA file. I'm on like a Unix like system, so it's in my .config Zellage layouts folder. If you're on Windows, I have no idea where it goes. And then there's this like default tab template. I lifted this directly from the website for it. This basically gives me these things at the top. So I have like the name of it, I have the tabs, and then down at the bottom I have this sort of like the help information. And so we see, okay, we have pane size 1, no border around these things up here, and then it's going to be this tab bar. And then children is like where all of my stuff goes in here, and then more stuff down here for it. So that's default. Now I created this Z assessment here, function in my .zshrc, which cds into a directory and then runs this command. So Zellage, and then if I run Zellage AC, which is short for action, new tab, I can then give it -L flag and then give it the name of a layout that I have set up here, and then it will create a new tab with this in here in the layout in the tab. So this thing that we see here is the result of this running. So we have the same default layout right here. That's all fine. I have a new tab. I give it the name Axum Assessment, so we can see that here. I then create a pane. So the pane system is interesting. By default, it's top to bottom panes unless I give it this split direction here. So these panes top to bottom here means one pane up here and then the rest of the panes down. And so we can see that right here. So here's this one pane. I give it this pane has a command that's going to run at launch. So it's going to run cargo. And then with arguments watch -X run, and then I give it a size of 12 because it's a horizontal pane. That means 12 horizontal lines down, which includes the bar, the border. Then for this pane is actually just a pane made up of other panes. And then this one is a pane on the far left, and it itself is made up of multiple panes, and then they have their own commands that they're running and their own sizes. Whereas on the right, then we just have a pane with its own command. And we can see that here. So does that help, Sienna? Does that give you does that sort of explain what's going on with it? Hard? It was time consuming to set up, but once it's set up, it's pretty easy to use. What's interesting is that the commands in here, like for example, I have this test command. This pane is this one right here. I have it start suspended, so it starts and it's like waiting for me to like run this. So otherwise, it would run the test before the server is up. So now I can just tell it to run whenever I want to. You saw the founder doing YouTube. It was great. Oh, I haven't looked for that. So I haven't seen that the founder of this was working on YouTube. That might be interesting to take a look at some of those videos. So far, I like it a lot. It's been working great. There's every once in a while weird little bugs or other things that we run into. Most of them aren't. I think the only bug recently that I've hit into is sometimes it doesn't quit out of commands properly. Oh, how do I add plugins on Helix? I don't know if Helix has a plugin system yet. I don't think they do. I think it's coming soon. So let's find out. Maybe I'm just completely wrong on this. No commands. Do we have a roadmap? Yeah, I don't think they have plugins yet. I know that it's something they're working on. Syntax highlighting and linting. They definitely have that. Syntax highlighting. So I'll show you my setup for this. I'll just create a new tab for this. Config, go to Helix. Okay, so in the config itself, I Uh, wait. In the config itself, um, I'm using the theme Adwaita Dark. I am using Alacrity, which is a dark themed terminal by default. Let's see for my editor for linting and sort of like help, I'm using this display inline hints and setting that to true. And that's pretty much it to get highlighting and linting working in config. And then in the languages here, I have to tell it like where to go to find stuff. So here I have like, okay, language for Rust, which is going to run on all file types that end with .rs. I'm using Clippy instead of the normal cargo check. And then I've also set up HTML, JSON, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, and Markdown explicitly too. So it knows where to find that. And then the big thing here is that I needed to install these and have them in the path. So, for example, Clippy has to be available in my standard path, otherwise it won't know how to find it. And it's going to be the same thing here with Prettier. So, okay, Prettier is running into format HTML, but I need to make sure that Prettier is in my path. I install that with npm, and then I just make sure that my path is updated to wherever the npm modules are. Does that help, Sienna? Oh, and Pollux, you asked what is Zellage, and I completely missed that. Zellage is not a framework. Zellage is a terminal multiplexer and uh, sort of like window manager. Think of it as a replacement for Tmux, but new and written in Rust. Awesome. Glad that's helpful. What I like about Helix so far is that this you've just seen the entire configuration. Like there's no need for like a multi-hundred line Vim config files, which is what we generally get with those, which is not fun. I'm guessing that over time, especially as we get plugins, we'll start to see that a lot more. And there's a lot of things that we don't get out of Helix that I really want us to get. Like there's no tree view yet, which is huge, which sucks a lot. But okay, so let's see. What were we working on? What are we doing? Right, I need to create this struct. So this is going to be the data I want to send out. Do I know Lunar Vim? No, I don't know that. So way back in the day, I used VI, then I discovered Vim, and then more recently I had used NeoVim. I never used LearnerVim because after NeoVim, I just went straight to Helix, and that's where I am now. So I never checked it out, and I'm happy with Helix. So I'm gonna stay. I think I'm gonna stick with it unless like something comes along that like just feels better. We need cert A. All right, what should don't you go in here? We're gonna have I want enough interesting things to hit in here, including some things that are optional. So it wouldn't necessarily be like just like username password. I mean, I could do something like that. We can do like we could pretend that this is gonna be like a favorite language type thing. We can do editors. Yeah, let's do editors. So let's do coding editors. Coding editor. This is the request. So we will have I probably want all of this to be an option eventually so that I can say which things are required or which things aren't required. Maybe we'll have like everything be required. So we'll have name, that'll be a string. We'll have a let's see what other maybe like type. Um I could do this as an enum. I think that's going to become a string inside. I think it's going to become a string. I don't remember. So let's see. One value for this would be okay, so type. We have like GUI. GUI, we have TUI. I don't know if there's any others. So coding editor. Oh, shoot. I can't use type. This is going to be editor type. We have maybe like a rating. That could be a like 0 through 5, so like a U8. We could also do something just like installed as a boolean. So we get plenty of different types here. So okay, so we have a client. I want to send this on out to it. That means I need the coding editor request. Yeah, so let's start with we'll do Helix to begin with. Okay, so Helix editor type is going to be a coding editor type. It's a TUI. Rating is, we're going to give that a 5. And installed, we're going to say true. Okay, so that gives me that. And then I want to send this out. Which means, okay, we're going to get the request, which is really the response now. So response equals to be client dot, we're going to post to the URL. I don't think I need to send any headers for this one. We're We're going to add in JSON, which is going to be the coding editor, which needs to be a reference. I want to send. I'm going to await and question mark that. Okay, and that gives us the response back. But of course, I've run out of time. I have a meeting coming up in like 15 minutes or less. So we're gonna have to do a quick shutdown. Let's go ahead and close all this stuff up. Ooh, I have checked that out showing. Let's fix that. Okay, so that has all the things we care about. It's commit with a message. This will be our initial commit. I don't even have a remote, do I? GitHub repo creates. Okay, so I had guarded mirror. We're gonna put that on Brooks builds. Okay, so Axum assessment for guarding in middleware and passing data to handlers. Okay, and that's pushed up. So we should be good to go there. Excellent. So, with that, I don't think I need anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and take off, go do my day job. I am not streaming this weekend, so I should be back on Monday, where we'll continue working on this assessment unless something else comes up. And then I do my streams on Monday. Well, pretty much every day other than Wednesdays, I'm from 6 a.m. until 8:45 a.m. Wednesdays, it's going to be 6 a.m. until like 6:45 a.m. Like nice and short. Blackout Roman, hello. Thank you very much for hanging out. And thank you everybody else, regardless if you're chatting or if you're lurking. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you next time. Bye.